Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the match review of AC Milan against Torino match that was played earlier today at the San Siro, where AC Milan won 3 goals to 2 against the Granata. Goals coming in from Bacca as he scored a hat-trick in this game. Goals from Torino came in from Belotti and Baselli. And I have to say, I'm happy that we started off with a win. Very much needed 3 points, of course, to start off the season after we saw some other results coming in yesterday from Juventus and Roma. So we definitely needed to match that result. And we did end up getting the 3 points. I'm happy about that. However, the circumstances in which we had to put ourselves in order to get these 3 points were very difficult and definitely not encouraging for our health and also for other reasons. But honestly speaking, guys, I like how we played. I mean, we played a good match overall. Bacca scoring 3 goals. I don't think many people could really say that they expected him to score 3 goals in this game. Also because there were so many rumors of him potentially leaving this summer, and he really shut all the critics up with this performance, scoring 3 goals, and he could have even added a fourth if he wanted to. But he was definitely one of the brightest spots in the team today. I also liked how Niang and Abate performed. I think they both did a very good job. Abate and Niang set back up for the first goal very well. Niang gave him a nice assist on that second goal. And Bacca scored the third goal as a penalty there when Bonaventura won that challenge. Therefore, overall, I think for goal scorers, I'm really happy how we performed. I liked how we scored 3 goals because it's not something that you usually see with Milan. However, I think we could have even scored more goals, and Niang finished a few chances which had goal written all over them. For example, that first half miss there where he missed the top corner by a few centimeters. That should have been in the back of the net. But once again, as far as the attack goes, I'm happy we managed to score 3 goals. I'm happy we got the result. But defensively, this is where the problems come in, guys. And there's no reason whatsoever, and no one could definitely say that this was an acceptable performance nearing the end of this game. I mean, I was talking to some of the members at the Milan Club Montreal where we watched the game together today, and they were saying that it's impossible that we are 3-1 up and we don't manage to control the game for the last 15 to 20 minutes. That time is where you're supposed to be moving the ball around. You're supposed to retain that possession, not let the opponents come at you and get chances themselves. And what do? We do the complete opposite. And this is always the same story with Milan. It's a different year, but how many times have we seen that in the past with Milan in previous seasons where we're up a goal or two, and in the last 15 to 20 minutes, we are just not able to hold the ball. And, this invites a lot of pressure from the opposing team. Did very well to score at the 91st minute there with Baselli. However, our defense was once again very shaky, very lackluster. Give the certainty to Donnarumma throughout the game. And it sucks because at the same time, if you think of it, Torino definitely didn't have many chances. I actually think they had maybe 2 or 3 shots on goal throughout the whole game, and they weren't really threatening throughout the game. It feels almost as if we had to gift them some goals, and it sucks to say because we shouldn't be doing that at all, gifting people goals. And that is exactly what it seemed like today against Torino. It seemed like we gave them 2 goals. They didn't work hard for their goals, and that is what bothers me the most. The defense, once again, very shaky, not able to comprehend themselves, not able to build that chemistry that is needed. And at the 94th minute, or 95th it was, the referee gave Torino a penalty shot in which we were obviously very surprised that this happened. But at the same time, as soon as they scored that second goal, I kind of felt something inside me saying, this is either going to end really bad or we're actually going to hang on to the win. And that is exactly what happened. The referee gave a penalty shot. a bit debatable, I guess, because I'm not quite sure what happened there with Paletta. It seemed like the opposing player, I'm not quite sure who it was pulling a shirt way before the foul from Paletta arrived. And, it's just one of those calls that hurts. It really hurts because this game could have honestly been such a disappointing game had Donnarumma not saved that shot. Because, you're up 3-1 with 5 minutes remaining. You're expected to put those 3 points in the bag. And at the end of the day, you simply almost risk of losing this game or tying, which leads to losing points. So honestly speaking, I'm just so happy for Gigi Donnarumma, once again, the savior in this team. Some of you might recall me saying in the season preview, this guy will once again be our top performer this season. I know many people are saying it doesn't always have to be a top scorer. It doesn't have to be a scorer that is there to give the team wins with his goals. Sometimes it's people like Donnarumma that sometimes they just don't get enough credit. But if you look at it, a lot of times they are the ones that save matches. And if it wasn't for Donnarumma today, we would have easily forgotten about those 3 points. I'm just so grateful for this guy, 17 years old. I keep praising him, and he deserves all the praise in the world. What will we do without this kid? First game back in the new season, and he's already saving our ass. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you for this beautiful save that you did on that penalty shot. I honestly can't thank you enough. I'm telling you, it would have been such a disappointing way to end this match after being 3-1 up. It's just ridiculous. So I know you guys probably want to hear a bit about my thoughts on certain players. So let me know if you guys have any questions concerning the players, what you think, who do you think played the best and so forth. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to start breaking it down a bit from the defense on forward. I think the best player in defense today was definitely Abate. I think that he made some very good runs. Nice cross to find Bacca on that first goal. Paletta, Romagnoli, way too shaky, in my opinion, in the center-back role. I think could have done a way better job. Even though Paletta did have a decent game, he blocked a lot of shots. But, this is not the type of partnership that we want to see. This is definitely not what we want to see throughout the season, because once again, the problem lies back at the defense. We definitely didn't have the certainty in the preseason, and I said it so many times. This team, once again, worries me a lot in the defense. And it was just another performance, one of those that these players weren't able to comprehend themselves and find themselves really in this team to give Milan the certainty that they needed in the back line. Antonelli had a decent performance, nothing more, nothing less, in my opinion. As far as the midfield goes, Kuchka had a decent game. Montolivo losing way too many balls, but nothing is new there. Bonaventura, I think he had a decent game. Not crazy, nothing crazy from him today. But he had a decent game, but I'm expecting more from him. It wasn't one of those brilliant days from him, definitely. But otherwise could be said about Suso and Niang. I think they had a very good game. Niang especially, always there, always omnipresent, great runs, great maneuvers, and unfortunately he wasn't able to get himself on the score sheet today. But I think Niang had a very good game. Bacca scoring 3 goals. I mean, I can't say anything about that. 3 goals is incredible from him. For a player that, many people wanted him to get sold, and he came back with a response of scoring 3 goals like that. That is definitely very nice to see, and it gives a response to the fans. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that, we managed to get the 3 points, because that is what counts. You're not going to get pretty results in this team. What matters at most is the win, and we were on the winning side today. Now, I was even telling some people, even with a 2 or 3 goal advantage, it's never safe to say Milan's going to win the game. And today, we almost saw that. We almost saw Milan blow it once again. So I'm just happy it ended the way it was. So once again, thank you to Donnarumma for that save. So guys, send in your questions, send in your comments. I'm going to be reading them for the next 5 to 10 minutes. Let me know what you guys thought about the match. What do you see? How do you see this team performing? How did you see them in the first match day? Were they playing to your expectations or worse? So let me know all of that in the comment section below. Vincent saying Bonaventura doesn't look like a central midfielder. He's more like a trequartista. And this is definitely one of the talking points I was having with someone. Bonaventura playing as that left mid, sometimes you're not going to get the best out of him. And I think you're very right to say that he's more of a trequartista. He has more ability, more space to move around. But yeah, I don't know how Bonaventura is really going to fare in that position. Hopefully, he's going to do well. But it's definitely something that he's going to have to work on if he wants to achieve great things in that position. Some more questions from you guys. Never an easy day in Casa Milan. That's true. It's always a problem. As I said, there's never a certainty that Milan's going to win. You just never know. Look, we were 2 goals up with 5 minutes to go, and we almost blew it. That is just Milan. Games could change in a matter of a second for them. Do I think Bacca could be like this all season round? Look, I said it so many times in the past few weeks. I'm expecting him to reach 20 goals at least, and today he scored 3. I don't know about him scoring a lot of goals every game. That is definitely not going to happen. But, if he's starting to move around and finding himself more in terms of being closer to other players where they could serve him better, I think that he could definitely have a very good season and be lethal in front of the net. Romagnoli had a good first half, pretty bad in the second. Kuchka and Bona were meh. Montolivo was absolute garbage. Yeah, I pretty much agree with all those points. Do I think Gomez will be better than Paletta in defense? I think we will obviously see Gomez next week since Paletta is out for suspension now that he got the red card. So I think he's going to have a better game. Do I think that Zapata is going to start? No, I don't think. I think Gustavo Gomez is going to take his place. Do I think that Sosa could replace Montolivo? We're going to have to see about that. But at the moment, if he does manage to break in the starting 11, that'll be great to see because Montolivo gives way too many balls away. It's not only him, it's also other players. But as a captain, as a central midfielder, where your role is to give the least balls away, you're not doing your job right. And this happens year after year. He just doesn't improve. Do I think that Milan is scared to replace Montolivo because he is the captain? I don't think it's a reason of being scared. I think it's just, the fact that they give him this renewal and stuff a few months ago, it just doesn't make any sense. Giving a guy a renewal that many fans were against, first of all, and simply he hasn't done anything good to deserve that, let alone the renewal for the captaincy. So I just don't understand where Milan was going with all this, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens after this. Defensively, Milan looked lost and very disorganized. Hopefully, Bertolacci's injury isn't too bad because we can't have Montolivo and Poli out there. I agree. Poli, he works hard. He's a player that has a very good work ethic, but at the same time, it's almost as if you feel he's working hard for nothing because he doesn't really achieve results with his pressure. Like, he does win balls, he does well, but overall it seems like he's working for nothing sometimes. That is my taste of Poli, what he really does. Suso had a decent passing, but he's slow, weak, and is too eager to shoot from long range. So many times I feel like Suso is trying to push that down that wing, and sometimes he's like cutting back, and you could like see he wants to release that left foot. You see it, he wants to release those shots, but he just always finds a wall in front of him, and I think that doesn't allow him to play his game. Many times he's always trying to go for the shot rather than looking for an option, but I think Suso could definitely improve on that aspect and play more as a team player overall, but he's definitely not a bad option to have on that side. Yeah, that's another thing. We created a lot of chances, so yeah, I agree that the attacking trident is very deadly. I think these guys could work together very well. And that is also a reason as to why I believe Suso, Niang, and Bacca could do very good for Milan. But that's obviously going to depend on many factors. So we'll see what happens in the next few games, where we're going to have to meet very tough opposition, such as Napoli next week. So, I'm not saying that Torino wasn't a tough team, but the way that we played, we should have closed this game, and we could have easily won 3-4-0. It's always the thing that Milan makes their own life very difficult. That is the case with Milan on a given basis. They always made their life difficult for some reason. They're not able to just have a normal match where they move the ball around even after having a 2-goal lead and controlling the game. They can't do that as a team. And that is something that once they fix, I'm telling you, we're going to be one of the better teams in this league once they fix that problem. Until they don't fix that problem, until they fix that problem, we won't be able to do anything. Because look at that. How can you not manage to keep possession for the last 15, 20 minutes when you're leading and you're giving the ball away on a continuous basis? You're just launching ball. Where was the possession game from Montella in those last 15, 20 minutes? It was simply not there. And that is why we almost tied this game at the very end. Abate for captain, that wouldn't be a bad option. Do I know how long Zapata's injury is? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if it was until the end of December or November. I'm not exactly sure. I can maybe research that for you, but I'll let you know soon about that. Let's read some more questions from you guys. Let's see. So once again, guys, let me know your thoughts on today's game in the comment section below. We can't keep possession because we have lousy subs. I don't think it's only about the subs. I think it's just we die out after 70 minutes for some reason. It's just unexplainable. Inter's losing to Chievo, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, they're losing. So is Napoli. We'll see how that goes. I mean, those will be great results if they actually end up losing, Napoli and Inter, but we'll see what happens. Who was the striker that came in for Bacca? It was Luis Adriano. He really didn't have time to even perform. He didn't have much time to even make a performance out of it. So, he came in at the 87th minute, and before he came in, before you knew it, it was already 3-2 with that goal from Baselli, and then that penalty shot. Which, by the way, I just thought of something. How about that back pass from Luis Adriano, guys? Where he literally kicked it so high that I thought it was going to end up in our own net. At one point, I was like, what is that? What is that? Like, you only see this shit at Milan. That is what I don't understand. What kind of a back pass or an idea was that when you just kicked it towards Donnarumma and Donnarumma to come out? I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was very, very scary. I just really couldn't wrap my head around that. Niang is going to be great this season. I think so too. He's so fast. He's doing very good. I just see him as a different player now. That is what I'm trying to say. By the way, a lot of people are talking about Jose Mauri from what I'm looking in the comments, and I want to say that Jose Mauri, it seems like he's been put up for sale according to Milan news. Since Jose Sosa is in, it might be that Jose Mauri could potentially be up for sale, if I read it right. So yeah, that could be a very good motive for him to leave, since he won't get much playing time. Someone's gonna have to leave by the end of this transfer window. That's pretty sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna read the question, one more question or two, if you guys want. I'm a Juventus fan, but I like your channel. Nice, and thanks for your information. Thank you. That I really appreciate that. Is Paletta going to be a starter until the Paraguayan player is ready? Well, He's going to be missing next game, Paleta. That we know already because of suspension. So, in my opinion, Gustavo Gomez is pretty much ready. I mean, we already saw him in the preseason. So, I'm expecting that he will be starting with Romagnoli next week against Napoli. That's for sure. De Scio in place of Antonelli, I don't see why not, even though Antonelli is pretty solid. He just didn't have the best of games today. But I think that De Scio could be a very good option. At least that's what we saw in the Euro. If he could repeat that, then I really don't see why not. I really don't see why he's not going to be able to get the opportunity to shine as well. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the live stream. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to continue leaving your comments in the comments section below, even after the live stream, if you want me to read them. And once again, the final scoreline was 3-2 to AC Milan. Goals coming in from Bacca as he scored a hat-trick. Belotti and Baselli scored for Torino. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan on a daily basis. And I'll catch you guys later for another video. This has been Gio signing off. And as always, Forza Milan.